Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Mike Krueger. You're watching Coffee with Krueger every weekday morning at 6:30. How many burnt retinas are there out there? Hopefully nobody was looking at the sun. Interesting story. So I went for a jog yesterday, and maybe you got a chance to see my Facebook Lives that I did. I did one right around the time that the eclipse started for us here in Northern California, and then right around the max time as well, to kind of give you an idea that it was actually going on, because I think a lot of people were going through the day and didn't know that there was a solar eclipse yesterday. There just wasn't much talk about it here because we were not in the path of totality. But anyway, so I'm out on my jog. And I'm, just checking. I had my glasses with me. I'm checking it every once in a while during the jog. And so on the path, there were some people from the CCC working on their path, working on different paths in the area and walking trails and all that good stuff. So it was really neat. But anyway, they were working hard, and I saw them, and I said, "Hey, did you guys know that there's a solar eclipse going on right now?" They go, "Well, I heard, but we weren't going to get it," and all that kind of stuff. I said, "No, it's happening as we speak." So I gave them my glasses, let them all take a look at it. It was great. They all were very excited to see it, kind of get out of their routine of their hard work that they were doing on the trail. And then I showed them that the eclipse was going on. So that was really neat. But I almost hate to mention it, but it is worth mentioning, because after the excitement of putting those special glasses that I had for them, they took them off and then put their sunglasses on and then looked up at the sun. And I had to stop him immediately because he looked right at the sun in his sunglasses. And, he was doing those things where his eyes were hurting. I go, "Oh, dude, you just, no, don't." So just, now it's past and we don't have to worry about it for many, many years. But just don't look at the sun unless you have the special glasses. That's the bottom line. All right, I'm done with that. How is everybody doing this morning? Did many of you get a chance to see the eclipse? I know I did, and I know many other people did as well. Eclipse was awesome yesterday. So Bill, it looks like you got to check it out. Palisadro, how many feet is Shasta Lake from the top? Ooh, we're going to get into that. Be sure to keep watching. And funny you should say enjoy your coffee. I did. I got to get some blood work done today. So I've got to go on I think it's either a 10 or 12 hour fast. So I had my coffee at about 3 o'clock this morning. I finished it at 3 o'clock. And so by 3, 4 o'clock, I should be good to go. So I got to I can't eat. I can't drink anything but water all day long. Gotta love getting blood work, huh? Gotta love getting older and eating that blood work. It's so much fun. All right. Hey, I want to remind everybody that you can check out the free Weather NorCal app if you don't know about it already. Just go to just go to your app store and search for Weather NorCal, and you can download the app for free. And here's the other cool thing: you can watch from your TV. You can watch from your Roku, your Amazon Fire Stick, YouTube, the works, right? On YouTube, just search for Weather NorCal channel, the YouTube channel, and you can watch the 24-hour streaming channel, which of course then it interrupts that programming and puts Coffee with Krueger on there, this live show that you're watching right now. You can also watch on your Amazon Fire Stick, your Roku. There are apps for both those devices, and you can download them on your devices for free. And you can watch the 24-hour streaming channel. So it's really neat. I love it. I love the fact that you can watch it on your regular old TV. Hey, take a look at some of these images that some of you sent. This is courtesy of Courtney Russo. And honestly, this looks like she took their smartphone and put the glasses over it and was maybe able to get that focus on there. So, hey, awesome. Good for you. Hopefully we can, of course, see that. That was at 10:51 this morning. This is something I had mentioned yesterday during my Facebook Live, that you can do a pinhole through a piece of paper, or if you're lucky, sometimes you can get that sunlight going through the trees. And what you'll see is, instead of a round sun, you will see the sun, and then of course the bite out of the sun from the moon in the shadow. You can kind of see that here. Barbara, thank you, from Chico, sent this image. She said it was kind of hard to grab it because the wind was blowing, and so the trees were blowing, and it was kind of hard to capture. But I think she did a good job capturing it here. I'm actually going to go up to the, I think the best example, I'll kind of go up right here. I think the best example is kind of right around here. You can see one here. That should be a perfect circle, but instead you got that bite out of the circle. All right, so I just wanted to kind of point that out. So yeah, you can see that was pretty neat. And kind of a fun little science little project. I remember doing that back in grade school during an eclipse, and we did a pinhole, and you could do that because we didn't have the special glasses. We couldn't look at it. That's of course me looking at the eclipse. I was absolutely amazed. This was interesting. So I have a cousin who lives out in Dallas. My sister lives south of Dallas, but they were basically in the path of totality. And she sent me some pictures here, and I just wanted to share this one because this one just blew my mind. It was done with a smartphone, nothing fancy, nothing special. So you can kind of see, of course, the moon right over the sun there, and then the bright, you could see some of the brightness around it. I wanted to zoom in a little bit closer. It's almost as if, and I could be wrong, but it's almost as if you can see the craters in the moon there. I don't know. Again, I could be wrong. So it's just so cool. And of course, she said it was like midnight when it went over. It was like midnight, and it seemed like it was dark. Now you can kind of see it was overcast there, and that was the issue that they were dealing with in Texas, is some of the overcast skies. And I know that even places east, like in Tennessee, for example, dealing with rain and overcast skies, so they didn't get a chance to really see it that well. But for those of you, for those that were in the path of totality, I'm sure it was an amazing, amazing sight. By the way, check this out. The next solar eclipse, total solar eclipse, that'll go right over Northern California. I mean, talk about a perfect path for us. This won't happen though until 2045. So, you do the math. How old are you going to be? Are you going to be over 100? Are you going to be under 100? Are you going to be, right? I did the math. I'm going to be 70, 73, I think, somewhere in that range. Actually, yeah, 73, because, yeah, 70 to 73. So, I mean, I think I take care of myself. I'm healthy. I should hopefully survive this and watch the totality right here. Hopefully by then I'm retired, folks. I know a lot of people thought I was retired when I left the TV business and got into this, but no, I didn't retire. But hopefully by the time I'm watching the solar eclipse, I'll be happily retired. But look at that. See that little dotted line? That is dead center of where you're going to be in there. That's over like Cottonwood, Anderson area. I mean, how cool is that? Redding, Chico, Eureka, all within that path of totality. And now you can see extreme Northern California, places like Alturas, looks like, Mount Shasta is in the path, but Eureka would be out, and it's places like Crescent City as well. So they'll just have a short jaunt to the south, so get your hotels booked early, folks, if you don't live in the area, if you're watching. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, 2045. And this is kind of interesting. I was taking a look at some of the others across the world here. So of course it's showing the one that we saw yesterday, October 2nd, 2024 in South America, the annular eclipse. That's the Ring of Fire. Now, the one that I would like to go to, I was talking to my wife about it, there is one in Australia and New Zealand. A total solar eclipse on July 22nd, 2028. I think I'm going to book some hotels, either Australia or New Zealand. I've been to Australia around Sydney in high school years, but didn't get a chance to go to New Zealand. So maybe a trip to New Zealand in 2028 and book a hotel there. I think that would be fun. So yeah, maybe I'll make a trip out there. I mean, that's 4 years out, so that gives us plenty of time to plan it. I don't know, we'll see. But I thought that was kind of interesting in 2028. So yeah, check that out. Pretty cool. You can again see some of the others. There's, you know, if you want, you know, you could go to Antarctica in 2026 and check out an annular eclipse. You know, maybe go to Antarctica. Russia, Greenland, and Europe in 2026 as well, a total solar eclipse. Check out the map here. This one might be a little hard, especially as you can kind of see, you know, it's that's the sunrise. So you have to kind of be in that very northeastern portion there. So kind of interesting there. And then, oh yeah, and then of course it goes over Iceland, and then looks like Spain. So yeah, that would be one to go check out too if you want to go check that one out. That is a total solar eclipse on August 12th, 2026. That might be a fun trip in 2 years. Maybe that's a trip I could go on. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. I thought I would kind of share that with you and show you all the different eclipses across the area, across the globe. But this is the exciting one for me, I think, right? It's right there for us. So I'll see you there. I'll see you there in 2045. Okay. Let's take a look at what's going on. I think I saw that person yesterday, but there's someone riding their bike in Chico. Not a bad morning. Looks like not a lot of traffic out there this morning. This is Highway 99 at Neal Road. And there you can, of course, see the traffic is flowing smoothly there as well. Taking a look at Highway 44. This is at Sundial Bridge Drive. And looks like no backups in the traffic there. Clear skies out there this morning. This is what it looks like out in Crescent City this morning. Looks like we've got some clouds, some low clouds sticking around. Now, there's no rain, but I think we're going to be looking at more clouds here today. A little bit more of that marine layer along the coast here for today. In fact, let's take a look at the camera out in Elk Country, just north of Trinidad. And you can see, kind of hard to see, but there looks a little clear. Not too bad. All right, let's take you back to Lake Oroville, North Forebay. Beautiful. I mean, the lake, the winds are fairly calm right now. You don't even really see many ripples in the water there. Look at that beautiful sunrise right there in Lake Oroville, North Forebay. Boy, you just can't beat it. We live in a gorgeous area, folks. All right, let's take a look at those pictures. Those temperatures out there right now. 49 degrees in Redding, 50 in Red Bluff, 45 in Chico. Mid to upper 20s up to the north and east. And there you can see Susanville about 30. 38 degrees in Mount Shasta City, 32 right at that freezing point in Wairika, and upper 40s for the coast right now. There might be a little bit of fog in some of those low-lying areas in Trinity and parts of Del Norte and Humboldt counties, but for the most part, we've got those clear skies visibility. All right, someone had asked, what are those lake levels looking like? Well, here they are. It is phenomenal. I mean, capacity, 95%, Shasta Lake, historical average, 118%. In fact, all the lakes, Shasta, Trinity, Oroville, all over 100% of historical average. And, you know, capacity for Trinity Lake, not bad, 82%, 89% for Lake Oroville. So, distance from the crest, only 8 feet from the crest for Lake Shasta. Trinity, Lake Trinity, or Trinity Lake, that is, 29 feet, 26 feet from Lake Oroville. So, yeah, I mean, this is really great. In fact, looks like they've actually seen a decrease. They've been letting some water out from Oroville, from the Oroville Dam. So that's the reason why we've seen it drop there. But we're still continuing to see it rise. This is great. And of course, we've got the reserve. So things are looking great now. They can let more water out, and there is plenty of snow up the mountains that is going to go into these lakes. So that's phenomenal. Let's take a look at that satellite image here, and you can see some clouds mainly up toward north. But this is a weak, what I like to call a dirty ridge of high pressure, because it's going to warm us up, but it will still allow some clouds to move in. We're seeing even some of those this morning. So here's your neighborhood at a glance real quickly. Temperatures low 80s for the valley, in the mid 70s for Trinity County. Siskiyou County around 71 degrees. That's mainly around Mount Shasta City, by the way. North Coast about upper 50s. Modoc County mid to upper 60s. That's also the case for the eastern mountains. So we take a look at Futurecast. And yeah, you can kind of see that marine layer just kind of hugging the coast a bit. There are going to be some spots that will see some clearing, but there you can see some of that fog, low clouds. In fact, it looks like there may even be a little bit of clearing later this afternoon and evening for parts of Del Norte County, but it looks like most of Humboldt County. Although southern Humboldt County does look to be looking at mainly sunny skies. So yeah, maybe around Shelter Cove, seeing those clearer skies out there today. But then, of course, there you can see tonight still some of that fog out there. All right, let's take a look at your forecast kind of just a footprint of all of Northern California. Temperatures mainly around 80 degrees. Now, I think that might be a little low for Oroville, for example, but upper 70s to low 80s is what we expect in the valley today. For the eastern mountains and for Siskiyou County, mainly in the mid to upper 60s, but places like Mount Shasta, about 71, right? Not bad. And for Trinity County, 75 for Weaverville, 73 out in Hayfork, low to mid 70s inland for Del Norte and Humboldt counties. There you can see Crescent City, though, about 58, as well as Eureka, and 70 for a high today in Garberville. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook. We're going to start off with the valley. And you look at that warming trend. We're going to be in the low to mid 80s here. And of course, you got the chance for showers coming in on Friday and then on Saturday, Sunday. The thing is and we're going to get this into more deep dive as we kind of finish up this 7-day forecast outlook here. We'll be doing more of a deeper dive, and we'll take a look at those chances for rain and what that means here and the overall chances. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. But yeah, basically, bottom line is Friday through Sunday, you got a chance for showers each of those days. But what you'll also notice is a big drop. We're going to see another significant drop in our temperatures, but the snow levels are fairly high. I think, quite honestly, 5,000 feet might be a little low. It'll probably be closer to about 6,000 feet. So we're reaching that time of the year where we're going to start seeing less and less talking about snow levels, just because we're that time of the year. See how everybody's doing out there this morning here. And I love it when you say good morning to everybody. That's really cool. Have a wonderful day. Anyone see a cloud duck? I don't see a cloud duck. I'm looking for one, but I don't see one. Maybe there's looks like an eyeball. Oh, yeah. You're talking about, let's take a look. Someone was saying, do you see a cloud duck? I think, I think I know what you're talking about, Lisa. If you don't see it, it's right below kind of that darker image. I think that's what you're talking about. Oh, I need to put it up on there you go. Now you can see it. Take a look. So here's, of course, the eclipse. I think this is the cloud duck. That's kind of neat. I love that. That's funny. Yeah, it looks like a little cloud duck. And then someone said it looks like an eyeball. Oof, that's kind of creepy. Yeah, Sandra is saying it looks like a little bit of an eyeball. Curtis Brown saying good morning from 7 miles west of Red Bluff. I thought the next eclipse would be 2044. Heard this yesterday, but no. It's 2045, at least based on this information. Where did I see? There was one in 2044. I think I know what you're talking about. Let me see here. Yeah. Well, no, there's one. Oh, there is one. You're right. But it doesn't go over us. But it says USA. Let's take a look at that. Oh, yeah. The one in 2044. Let's take a look at that. Thanks for bringing that up, Curtis. That was a great comment. The one in 2044, it is limited in who's going to see it. And so it's going to be in northeast Montana, as you can see there, and just barely making its way into North Dakota. And that's going to be right around sunset. So this will be in August. So it'll be in the summer, so that's good. That means, of course, the sun will be up a little bit longer. It'll be warmer. But, man, you talk about some desolate areas up there. It's going to get bombarded with people. And then, of course, then it goes through Canada. So, yes, the 2044 one, but I say just wait another year. And it'll move right over us here in Northern California. That's what I would do. I wouldn't bother although it's a beautiful area up there. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but that's on my bucket list. I want to go and explore that area up there. Maybe 2044. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Yes, I totally forgot about that. But I remember seeing that going, yeah, that's barely United States here. Let's see here. Let's see, is someone mentioning, thanks for the great weather to brand in yesterday. Can you have a couple more? I'm not quite sure what you mean, Chris. Thanks for the great weather to brand in yesterday. I'm not quite sure what that means. Good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody. Thanks, Mike. The media didn't specify. The media. The infamous media. I probably don't specify all the time either sometimes, so everybody, sometimes it's hard. I'm right here. There you are. Hey, hello. But yeah, thanks, Curtis, for bringing that up. I'm glad you brought that up, though. I love it when you guys bring these things up, and then I'm like, oh, what? Wait a second. Let me double check that. So yeah, kind of interesting. Didn't specify. Good stuff. Okay, so what do you say we get to the forecast here, and we are going to start off by, first of all, talking about our sponsor, which is Wind River, made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. All right, thanks, Wind River, for your support. We take a look now at our temperatures out there right now. We saw that a little bit earlier, but now we're going into a bit of a deeper dive here. But there you can see those temperatures are mainly in the upper 40s, some low 50s out there this morning in the valley. So not too terribly cold, but 25 in Alturas, much colder there. Susanville about 30, and upper 40s right now out along the coast. So we've got weaker winds today. You may have noticed yesterday that nuisance wind, especially the first half of the day, those are gone. And I don't expect the winds to be a problem here today for most of us. It's still always a little breezy along the coast. A warming trend continues, cooler near the end of the week, and more wet weather possible by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So let's talk about the warming trend first of all. So this is the ridge of high pressure right here. You see, it's not very strong, but it's strong enough to give us temperatures low to mid 80s eventually for today and tomorrow. But I'm watching this right here. See this colder air? It's going to slowly migrate southward, and it's going to push that warmer air back down to the south and east. So what's going to happen is you've got the warmer air to our east, warmer air to our west. This is trying to build in, but instead it's coming from here, and it's being kind of nudged to the west because we've got this cooler air diving down to the south. Now, the cooler air will not be right directly on top of us, but we will notice a drop in our temperatures. I'm expecting from Thursday to Friday about a 5 to 10 degree drop depending on where you are. And we're kind of within that flow where we can start to see some showers. We'll take a closer look at Futurecast here in a second. Then, of course, we take you into Saturday, Sunday. Now it's moving at least closer to being directly over us. So temperatures dropping down in the low to mid 70s, low to mid 60s in the valley. So we're going to see possibly upwards of a 20 degree drop from what we're seeing now to what we'll see here over the weekend. Now, as this moves out, this warmer air is trying to move in. And why isn't it? Because we've got another shot of cold air kind of diving down to the south-southeast. So it's preventing this warmer air from moving in. So as a result, we take a look at our temperature outlook. We're actually looking at more near normal temperatures than we are above. And you can see just barely getting into that below normal category for extreme Northern California along the coast. So we look at our satellite image, and this is what I was talking about when we're talking about a dirty ridge of high pressure, because yes, we've got the ridge of high pressure in place. We've got these storms riding over that ridge, so instead of having a nice arc like this, it's fairly flat. And the reason being is because we've got these storms riding over that ridge. So as these storms ride to our north, we also see clouds move in, and that's why we're seeing some clouds over Northern California, and again, a bit of that, more of that marine layer along the coast. So there's that ridge of high pressure. It's kind of diving down to the south and east. You saw that warmer air moving out, and there's that next shot of rain coming down. So this is what it looks like on Friday. The main storm is still off to our west, but we could see a few light showers developing as early as Friday. And then the path of this low pressure system keeps changing on us. So what we've got here is Saturday, Sunday, as the storm system moves closer to us, our chances for rain increase for both Saturday and Sunday. Then we see it move down to the south and then eventually to the east. So we dry things out by Monday and Tuesday of next week, but we've got this storm system. Now, right now, it looks like this storm is going to kind of do more like this. So what that'll do is it's called an inside slider. I think the main impact will be added cloud cover Monday, Tuesday, and maybe some gusty winds at times. If we can get this out of here, then eventually this ridge off to our west may begin to build in. But we've also got this storm back here that could maybe eat away at the ridge as well. So what can we take from all of this? No, first of all, no major storms as far as rain and snow is concerned, but number two, no major heat waves as far as the eye can see at this point. The precipitation outlook is showing between April 15th and 19th, most likely looking at below normal precipitation. So yes, we've got some rain in the forecast, just not very much. Now looking at the wave heights, I want you to take note that as we go into Wednesday, they kind of stay about the same, but there actually eventually will be later this afternoon a small craft advisory. But until then, we've got that patchy fog that we're seeing this morning, and we'll see again through most likely a good portion of the afternoon. Looking at today, let's take a look at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. And there you can see temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 70s. Now look at the snow levels. Again, we're about 5,000 to 6,000 feet, and quite honestly, I think 5,000 feet might be a little too low as far as putting that in the forecast. Temperatures mainly, though, in the upper 60s, even some low 70s. Your North Coast neighborhood forecast, 66 for Miranda, 63 degrees for Redcrest, and Honeydew, that is, about 64. Take you up north, Ferndale, 58, as well as Fortuna, 59 for Hydesville. There you go. And out in Rio Dell, temperature of about 58 degrees. Let's take you up north, 59 in McKinleyville, 72 degrees in Hoopa. Yeah, just gorgeous weather. There may be a few clouds. We'll call it partly cloudy for the inland areas, but you'll be looking more sun than clouds, that's for sure. 65 degrees over Smith River. We're seeing some of those low clouds this morning. Some of those may dissipate this afternoon, especially out towards Del Norte County and southern Humboldt County, not seeing much in the way of cloud cover either. 76 for Horse Creek, 75 degrees for Happy Camp, 70 in Wairika, and there's Gazelle at about 70 degrees. 66 degrees out in Fort Jones. There you can see 68 for Greenview and Callahan, about 70 degrees. And here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast for central and eastern. Temperatures mainly in the 60s, but some of the warmer spots like Mount Shasta will be in the low 70s. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, not quite the 70s, but not a bad day. Mainly sunny skies, 67 degrees for Alturas, 62 degrees in Cedarville, and 63 in Aden. Now your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, again, not quite the 70s for most of us. Places like Paynes Creek, yeah, we get in the lower elevations in the foothills. Now we're talking about those temperatures in the 70s. So, but not quite for Summit Lake, about 51. Actually, probably not a bad day. Maybe go snowshoeing out there at Lassen Volcanic National Park. Temperatures are, though, going to be in the mid to upper 60s around Lake Almanor. There's a look at Greenville, about 66. Paradise, you'll top out at about 70. Let me get out of the shot here so you can see that 7-day forecast. Portola, about 63, and 67 degrees out in Doyle. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Temperatures, I think many of us are going to get up to about 80 degrees. It's going to be 80 degrees, give or take. We're going to see the peak of the warming trend, at least for the Valley, most likely tomorrow. And then after that, temperatures start to drop again. 76 degrees for Whiskeytown. Look for a high of 76 for Lakehead. But Redding about 81. And look for a high of about 80 degrees in Cottonwood. So here's your 7-day outlook for Redding. There's that peak on Wednesday. High of about 84 degrees. 82 Thursday. And there's that chance for showers off and on for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is the forecast that will get some tweaks here and there over the next couple of days. Because the positioning of that storm that I was pointing out, it's really going to depend on where that low pressure system goes. You saw where it was going. If it moves a little bit closer to us, better chances for rain. If it decides to move more to the south or doesn't come quite as close, then we most likely won't see rain, right? So it just depends. So as it stands right now, off and on chances for showers. And it's also, as it stands right now, I think Saturday will be the day that we'll see the most amount of rain. Shouldn't be seeing any of that rain, so we'll see. Kind of interesting. Outdoor plans, be sure to keep checking in with the forecast if you have outdoor plans that could get impacted, that could be impacted by the wet weather. Michael's saying, as someone who works outside, your reports are very helpful. Well, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you watch and that you are benefiting from my reports this morning. And of course, if you're, can't watch Coffee with Krueger, of course, I upload a forecast early in the morning, no later than 5 o'clock. Typically, sometimes I can get it up there as early as 4:30, like I did this morning. It was around 4:30 this morning. So awesome. Thank you, Betty. Thank you. And by the way, I would love for y'all to help me out and tell your friends, tell your family, just spread the word about Weather NorCal. And one of the things that I'm noticing, because as you know, I was talking with Michelle Slade. She's my marketing and advertising rep. We were talking about this, and we are inching close to a year of Weather NorCal, folks. Can you believe it? for those of you that have been following me since day one, June 20th. June 20th will be the 1-year anniversary of Weather NorCal. Blows my mind that I've been doing this for that long. And we're getting close to that year anniversary. But what I've noticed, and again, as I was kind of talking about this, is that early on, I had to keep trying, I'd see people out in public, hey, happy retirement. And I had to keep reminding them I'm not retired. But now I'm running into more and more people who are saying, hey, I watch you on Weather NorCal. I love your reports. So this tells me that it's beginning to spread more and more. I'm seeing, of course, more and more downloads of the app. I'm seeing more and more people watching. I'm seeing kind of some improvements in the overall who's visiting the websites. But that doesn't mean we still have a long way to go. We still got to get more and more people out there to know. And of course, it's just going to take time, right? I mean, 5 years from now, heck, even 2-3 years from now, I think we'll be singing a different song, right? That this will be something that it's going to be well known across the area that Weather NorCal is a service that's available online and is the best source that you can get. So kind of interesting. All right, enough of that. Fun stuff. But we're going to go ahead and kind of wrap things up here for you folks here. It's kind of a quick day. When there's not a ton going on with the weather, I can usually get the weather wrapped up here pretty quickly, and we can get you out the door as well. Again, thank you all for watching. Thanks for sending in those photos. For those of you that sent in the eclipse photos, that was so neat. I love it when you share those photos with us. And if you have any great photos, do me a favor, go to the app, the Weather NorCal app, and you can, of course, upload your pictures from there. Take a look there. Of course, you just have to go to the app. But there you have it, folks. That's going to do it. Thank you, Betty, for saying the best reports. I appreciate that. Awesome. So let's finish up with a couple of images here. This is a live camera coming out in Crescent City at Harbor District. I'll leave you with a little bit of music, some live cameras, and we'll call it a day. We'll see you again here bright and early tomorrow morning on Coffee with Krueger. Until then, have yourselves a great, what's today, Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.